Hello everybody, this is Cyan Link, as promised, coming to you with another knife review. Before I begin, I would like to say that I am back from Afghanistan. I'm here at the barracks in Fort Bliss, so it's good to be home. Yay! Okay, so the knife I'm talking about today, as you can see it here, is the Gerber Applegate-Fairbairn dagger. This is the Covert version. There's two other versions, the Mini and the Combat Folder. The only difference is their size. The Covert here has a 3.8-inch blade. The Mini has a 2.9-inch blade, and the Combat Folder has just under a 4.5-inch blade. So you can get it based on what kind of size you need. This is the knife I used in Afghanistan throughout my entire deployment. This is the thing I carried around with me every day if I needed to cut through anything. This is what I wanted to get. When I chose it, what I wanted was something that any knife guy wants when he's buying an everyday use knife. I wanted something that was going to be strong, hold its edge, and be, reliable, and just keep going and going and going. And that's exactly what I got. The thickness of this blade is very good. You can put a lot of pressure on it. It's also pretty thick this way. I think that's about just over 1/10 of an inch, probably more. I don't have a ruler to check it though. So I was really comfortable being able to put a lot of pressure to cut through some tough stuff. At one point I even cut a hole in some plywood so I could run some internet cable through it, because that's what I do. Some more specs. Okay, 3.8-inch blade. It's a little bit over 4 inches closed. Overall length while open is 8.7 inches. The blade is made out of 154 cm steel. The handles are constructed out of GRN, which is glass reinforced nylon, which is good stuff, just in case you aren't a knife guy, and that's what I got to say about that. You will notice this did go through 9 months. The blade is completely spotless. 154 cm is extremely rust resistant. I got rain, mud, snow, all kinds of stuff all over this knife, and just gave it a quick wipe down, and it was just good to go. Never had any problems with it at all. The handles are very solid constructed. The only thing is some of the little screws, like this one and this one, if my camera decides to stop being blurry, you can see has some rust on it, but I can get that off pretty easy with some CLP. A couple other little cool things about this knife. It has this really neat little safety feature, which is this right here. I forget what they call it, but basically what it does when you open the knife, you put your thumb here, it naturally presses this down, and if you look, this is a locking liner, obviously. It puts in this little thing right here, and what that does is that stops the blade from closing while you're using it. You got to pull this back, and then you can close your knife. So that's really good for just a little extra safety thing, which I love that kind of stuff. As you can see, it has an oversized pocket clip, but also comes with this little sheath, which has a belt loop and also these vertical things. So if you have a malice clip, you can attach it to anything with molly gear, like a vest or whatever. I would say I prefer it in the sheath, because this is a big knife. It doesn't fit too well in a pocket, which I will show you in a second. Okay, how it fits in the pocket. Here we have, the knife has this really big oversized pocket clip that goes all the way to the top. Here we have my pocket. Slips right in, very low profile, but as I said, it is a big blade, so if you have a cell phone or something in there and you're trying to reach, it's definitely going to get in the way. So I would highly recommend using the sheath that has a belt loop on it and putting it on your belt if you're going to carry it around. Okay, welcome back. That is basically my review of this knife. It is a very good knife. Only problem that I would say is that the handle shape is not the greatest. You do have these ridges right here so you can get a grip with your forefinger and thumb, but the rest of it is very smooth, and especially if you're wearing gloves, which we have to do whenever we're climbing up in a ceiling or anything, it doesn't feel like you have the best grip you could possibly have on the knife. They could have done a little bit better with the handle, but they were, in addition to making a good knife, they were also trying to stay true to the original, and the handle does look exactly like the original, which, short little history, this was designed back in World War II by Colonel Rex Applegate, and a British soldier named William E. Fairbairn. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And they got together and designed this. They were both in charge of teaching hand-to-hand combat to special forces units during World War II, and they got together and designed this knife. The original was a double-edged dagger, and it was a fixed blade. Obviously, this is a single edge and a folder, but they wanted to keep the spirit alive, and they did a great job at doing that, and also made a very nice everyday carry knife. So there's my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be making another one soon. Thank you for your time. Oh yes, quick little addendum before I go. I know a lot of people who review knives will cut a piece of paper to show how sharp it is. I'm not doing it this time because, as I went over, I was using this knife for 9 months straight. In Afghanistan, I used it almost every day. I did have to put an edge on it at one point using my triangle sharp maker from Spyderco, but at this point, it is extremely dull. I've used it a lot, and it would be a disservice to try to show how sharp it is because it's been used a lot, and that would just be completely out of the point. Even if I did sharpen it, I still wouldn't, because it wouldn't show the edge that Gerber put on it, which you'll have to take my word for it was a great edge. It would just show the edge that I put on it and be more of a view of both my sharpening skills and how good my triangle sharp maker is, which I'll probably do a review of that too, but just to keep you guys informed, there will not be any paper cutting to show sharpness in this video. Alrighty then.